Let's talk about Chapter 2 in Section 3, the role of family and friends in shaping your habits. And as you know, Section 3 is called the second law, making it attractive. So this is about how culture determines your behavior. The societal norms that are appealing to you every day, like brushing your teeth, maintaining basic hygiene, eating properly, and all of those things, it makes a big difference. Only because habits approved by your social norms are often the ones that get enforced. For example, if your family only eats junk food and rarely ever eats healthy food, then you're probably more inclined to eat junk food throughout your life rather than eat healthier food. Which is why in previous chapters we discussed how your environment is way more important than actually wanting to do, or motivation for your habit. Anyways, getting back to this. If your family eats healthy food and very rarely eats junk food, you're more likely to be inclined to eat healthy food for the rest of your life, which is why society affects what you do, because you feel the need to be approved by society, which we'll talk about near to the end of this. So we have three social groups: family and friends, the ones closest to us; leaders and presidents, the ones we look up to, of course; and society, excluding our social friends and circles and normally the people we see every day in our life on the street. So, the first role, family and friends, can have a big impact on you. If your family and friends eat a lot of junk food, you're probably inclined to eat junk food too. If your family and friends go to the gym every day, you'll probably be inclined to go to the gym too because you want their approval. Leaders and presidents, people who we look up to, can have a big impact on us. For example, if we look up to a rapper, then we might be more inclined to follow what they do. If we look up to the President of the United States of America, we're probably inclined to do what they do. So, society, excluding your friends and social circles. For example, if your whole memory and all the people you see around you are covered in suits and formal clothing, you're more likely to be inclined to wear formal clothing. For example, if everybody you see around you is fit, you're more inclined to put effort toward being fit because you feel like you need to be approved by society. So, go to a society that wants to provoke your good habits. For example, you could ask your mom to change for you, or maybe be healthier. Or if they won't want to do that, maybe if you're living alone, move to a new city where it's rumored that they probably go to the gym every day, or they enforce a lot of gym rewards or other things like that. We usually follow public opinion. Public opinion is the utmost importance to humans as they're social animals. Humans want to be wrong with the crowd than rather be right by themselves. They're afraid that if they're wrong, they have no one to blame. If they're afraid if they're right, then everybody will be like, oh, you're wrong, you're wrong. When the scientists look into humans' brains, they figured they were social animals, and we usually like to be wrong with the crowd than right by ourselves. Why is that? I mean, it's good to be right, right? So what people think is that, but actually what our brain thinks is that if we are wrong with the crowd, then at least we have people to support us and say it's okay. If we're right by ourselves, we're afraid of people's envy or disapproval, which is coming back to, we want society to accept us and respect us. Two important things: accept and respect is what we look from our family, friends, and society outside. For example, if you grow a long, shaggy beard and everybody outside and people who you see have properly shaved beards, then you would probably feel weird and out of place in that society. If you go to a village and you're using electronics all the time, maybe you might feel a little out of place and maybe go a bit more natural because you want to blend in with the people of the village. So we look to society to accept and respect ourselves. Two things that are good to enforce habits are accept and respect. And if somebody respects you for eating the most candy in a week, that's not a good thing, because you might be inclined to eat candy the rest of your life, which, as we all know, isn't healthy.